Imagine a time when football was a simpler game, played with heart and passion. A time when a team of young men captured the imagination of a whole nation. This is the story of Manchester United team of the 1950s, famously known as the Busby Babes. Led by the legendary Matt Busby, who served as manager from 1945 to 1969, making him the second largest serving manager at the club, these young players were more than just athletes, they were heroes. With an average age of just 22, they were often referred to as babes due to their youth. They played a brand of football that was both exciting and effective. The Busby Babes dominated English football, winning 3 league titles in 5 years. In 1956, they clinched the league title with a massive 11-point lead over their nearest rivals, a remarkable achievement considering teams only earned 2 points for a win back then. The following season, they continued their dominance, scoring over 100 goals and winning the league. Their journey to European glory began to take shape. They qualified for the European Cup, a competition that pitted the best teams in Europe against each other. The quarterfinals against Red Star Belgrade was particularly a fierce encounter. The first leg saw Manchester United emerge victorious with a 2-1 win. However, the return match in Belgrade was completely a different story. Dubbed the Battle of Belgrade, the intense atmosphere and first competition created a memorable night. The Busby Babes stunned the home crowd with 3 unanswered goals in the opening 30 minutes. Unfortunately, they let their guard down and allowed Red Star to claw their way back into the game, eventually equalizing it. Despite the dramatic comeback, the aggregate score secured Manchester United's place into the semi-finals against AC Milan. The match was not only a battle on the pitch, but also against a hostile crowd of over 58,000 Red Star fans and questionable refereeing decisions. On February 6, 1958, tragedy struck. The team was returning from Belgrade on British Airways Flight 609 when the plane made a stop in Munich to refuel. Due to snowy and icy conditions, the plane made several failed takeoff attempts. On the third try, the aircraft crashed into a house, claiming the lives of 21 people including 8 players: Geoff Bent, Roger Byrne, Eddie Coleman, Mark Jones, David Peck, Tommy Taylor, and Billy Whelan. A promising 21-year-old Duncan Edwards tragically passed away a few days later from his injuries. The loss was immeasurable. The heart of the Manchester United team had been ripped out. Players like Bobby Charlton, who survived the crash, were left to grapple the immense grief and physical pain. However, despite their injuries, 4 players managed to return to the United squad. Among them, Bobby Charlton, who would be the leader of Manchester United's resurrection. Others like Johnny Barry, Bobby Robson, and Jackie Banks-Flower were forced to retire due to the injuries. The club faced a daunting task, rebuilding a team while mourning the loss of so many talented players. Jimmy Murphy, the assistant manager, took charge in Matt Busby's absence, who was critically injured and hospitalized for 2 months. In a remarkable show of resilience, Manchester United defeated Sheffield Wednesday 3-0 in their next match with a team primarily made up of youth players and survivors of the crash. The rest of the season proved challenging. The team struggled, finishing 9th after winning only 1 out of 14 matches in the league. However, they managed to reach the finals of the FA Cup to Bolton Wanderers, which they ended up losing 2-0. The weight of the tragedy was still heavy on the club, but Matt Busby returned to the dugout determined to rebuild. He was set to create a new generation of Busby Babes. A decade later, in 1968, Manchester United achieved the ultimate redemption by winning the European Cup after beating Hibernian, Sarajevo, Gornik Zagreb, Real Madrid, and Eusebios Benfica in the finals at Wembley, winning 4-1. This victory was made possible by the brilliance of United Trinity, George Best, Dennis Law, and Sir Bobby Charlton, whose incredible talent and teamwork were instrumental in securing this historic win. For Matt Busby, this victory held profound personal significance, as he felt a deep sense of responsibility for the Munich disaster. Having asked the players' parents for permission to let their sons play with him, he carried the weight of their loss heavily. This European Cup win was not just a triumph but a personal redemption for the manager. The victory was a testament to the club's resilience and fitting tribute to those who had lost their lives. The Munich Disaster is a story of immense loss but also of extraordinary courage and determination. The Busby Babes will forever be remembered as a symbol of youthful talent and a reminder of the fragility of life.